Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Overwhelmed Gamer podcast, which is my little retro slash homebrew gaming podcast where each week a guest and myself give a spoiler free review on either a retro or homebrew game. We do indie and homebrew developer interviews, all kinds of fun stuff. Also, take a little bit of time to catch up on my weekly gaming adventures, what I've been playing, what I've picked up, things like that, and just kind of waste like 30 minutes or 40 minutes of your time each week. And this week, Jay from GFD Gaming is joining me once again, and we're talking Anguna for the NES. Let's go.
He is the overwhelmed gamer. Jason's the overwhelmed gamer. He stopped playing 20 years ago and just started up again. Now his backlog of games to try seems like it never ends. Exploring older games and retro. He's playing homebrew on Nintendo. Yeah, he's the overwhelmed gamer. Alright!
So before we get started, just a quick little bit of housekeeping. First of all, I want to thank everybody who checked out my Breath of the Wild video. That thing is blowing up for me anyway. I think right now we're sitting at somewhere in like 14,000 views, which is much more than I usually get, but was super excited to see that one take off. For those that have followed along with my other gaming content, you probably know that I've already done some content around Anguna. But what we're doing with the podcast is I'm kind of starting from scratch, right? So the all of my retro and homebrew reviews are now going to be done here on the podcast, and I'll be doing still other video for the YouTube channel for reviews, maybe not even reviews, but just like thoughts on particular games. I don't know. We're still working all that out, but so if you see some doubles of maybe a video review I've done before, we're just doing it that way. I want to make sure that I review all my homebrew games and retro games here on the podcast. So yeah, that's kind of where that's going. I think the format's going well. Getting the podcast out every Monday and then my regular videos on Friday seem to be kind of a, I don't know, working formula so far. And thank you to everybody. I'm actually surprised at how well the podcast is doing in video format. I mean, it's not earth shattering or anything, but it's much more than I had anticipated getting. So, yeah, thanks for that. I think that's it. I think that's all the housekeeping we're doing today. So now we're going to get into a little segment that I like to call What's Gripping My Controller. So if you're new to the podcast, I take this time just to kind of go over my weekly gaming adventures, what I've been up to, what I've been playing, game pickups. This is another segment that's kind of taken away from the regular YouTube videos because I go over all my game pickups on the podcast now. So to free up, I don't know, time to make better videos, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. But anyway, what have I been up to? I'm still playing The Last of Us. That one's it's good. I'm gonna kind of hold my thought on that till we do a video for it, but I'm enjoying it. It's one of those games that I had wanted to play for a long time, but it was in that time where I had my big drought of playing video games at all, and was excited to check it out. But I'm having fun with it. It's a well done game, but you'll hear more of my thoughts on that later. Still playing Zack and Wiki for my retro gaming side of things, and I don't know. I might have to reevaluate what I think is retro. Because some of these, once you get into like the Wii and the PS2 and that kind of stuff, there's games that take quite a long time, and I don't know if I consider that retro. I don't know. Well, I have to figure that out. But anyway, still playing Zack and Wiki. I'm having fun with it. It's one that I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to finish because I feel like I've gotten everything out of it that I've done so far. We'll see. I'm going to give it a few more play sessions and see if it hooks me a little bit more. It's a good game though. If you like little puzzle games, and it does great with the Wii remote. It really does a good job of utilizing the actual motion controls, which a lot of games did not. Uh, I didn't get a chance to play a game of the week this week because I am working crazy on trying to get some of my. I'm making a new NES game, so I'm working hard on trying to get something kind of put together a little bit before the end of the week, so I can submit it to this bite off thing that's happening in a couple weeks. So yeah, that's taken up a lot of my time. I did though get a chance to play the new NES game coming out called Malasambra, something like that. And this game is looking awesome. I can't wait till I get a chance to play the full thing. Rafa over at 4 Megahertz sent me over a private demo that I got to check out and told me I could go ahead and make a video. So that is out now as I'm recording this. I came out today. So by the time this hits, you can go check out the video of that there. Also working on getting Rafa and maybe the team in to do an interview about the game. So that should be a lot of fun. There's a little bit of time difference as he's all the way across the world in Spain. So we're trying to work out the details there. But is that it? I think that's it for that. Game pickups. I didn't pick up anything, but I did get my retro game treasure box. Only 3 games, so not sure. We got for the Sega Genesis, Cutthroat Island. Know nothing about this one. We'll be checking that one out soon. And let me know if you guys have played any of these or if they're anything that you'd want to check out. Or if they're any good, I should say. I don't know how words work. I don't know what the heck is wrong with me this week. Spy Hunter for the Xbox. I don't usually play a whole lot of racing games. It's just not my thing really, but I'm kind of excited about checking out Spy Hunter because I used to love the arcade game. And I think I played the heck out of this for, I want to say, my ColecoVision, if I'm remembering correctly. So yeah, it was I liked that back in the day. So I'm interested to see what they did with this one. So I'll definitely be giving that a check out at some point. And then on the PS2, I got Star Wars Starfighter. I'm always happy to get these Star Wars games. If you've seen some of my other stuff, you know that I hadn't played a whole lot of Star Wars games just for fear that they were going to ruin them or they wouldn't live up to my expectation. And I am a huge Star Wars fan, so I'm glad to have this one in the collection, and I'm glad to have the chance to check it out. And a lot of these games, if I play them for a little bit and they don't, I don't know, stick with me, or I think they suck or whatever, I don't keep them. I move them along, use them as trade bait, things like that. So that is it for my game pickups this week and what's been gripping my controller. Little quick public service announcement coming up, and then when we come back, Jay and I will be talking Anguna for the NES. Hey everyone, just a quick little service reminder. If you're enjoying the podcast, don't forget you can also now watch it on YouTube as a video podcast. While you're there, check out my other content. I post every Monday evening covering game retrospectives, homebrew overviews, top lists, and much, much more. I also stream 3 nights a week, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 10 p.m. Central Time on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. Mondays, I play through my backlog. Tuesdays are all about retro games, and Thursdays are wild card where I decide what to continue playing. So if you love live gaming discussions, come and hang out. And if you want to get in touch, head over to the website at overwhelmedgamer.show. There's a contact form where you can send in questions, game review requests, or interview inquiries. Homebrew and Indie Devs, if you'd like me to check out your game or do an interview, that is the best way to reach me. You can also find me on just about every social media platform. Links are on the website or in the show notes. That's enough of that. And now back to the show.
Evil lurks around every corner. But in the darkness, the fire of hope still burns in Anguna. Anguna, the new game for the NES. Level up. Slay the evil beasts. Remain focused on the task at hand. Overcome the puzzles that lie within. Battle the likes of hobgoblins, vampires, and the Goblin King himself. Relive the glory days of the NES with a new game. A game of discovery, a game of battles, and a game of exploration in the land of Anguna. Anguna, the new game for the NES.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the pod. And we have again with us is Jay from GFD Gaming, our homebrew aficionado. Goes over these homebrew games with us and does reviews. Jay, what's going on? Let everybody know what your channel is and everything too, for those that have not listened before.
All right, I'm Jay. You can find my YouTube channel where I do homebrew NES game playthroughs and some other stuff, the occasional interview, at GFD-Gaming-NES. I actually knew it this time, like 6 times the charm.
Right.
I watched any other ones. I don't know. I didn't know the name of my channel.
Well, you know, there's more important things, I guess. Let's talk Anguna. I didn't play this one until later. By the little backstory, I had a chance to interview Nathan from Bite the Chili, who's the developer of this one, for the Storied Sword that came out not too terribly long ago, within the year.
Yeah.
And then got to meet Nathan at the Midwest Gaming Classic last year, and was able to pick up his game, his other game, Anguna. So, and I didn't play it until, this one's been out since what, like 2021, something?
I don't know. It's been out for a while.
Yeah, copyright was 2021. So, for those watching on the YouTube,
I didn't know it was that old.
yeah. Well, and there's multiple versions of this too. I should probably talk
There's
about
multiple
that
versions.
Yes, there is a Game Boy Advanced version.
Oh, that's cool.
And now this one, I think, is a different game, to be honest. I should have looked up more history about it, but yeah, and then
if you're going to make a Game Boy Advance, you'd probably add quite a bit and do a lot more than you could for a NES game.
Right.
I would hope so.
Yeah, and he also has an Atari version, which I don't have, which I want to pick up.
That would be interesting.
Yes. So
I would play that.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what that. I'm sure he'll probably have them at the Classic, so be able to check it out.
I might have to pick that up.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty awesome.
So this one, when I first started playing it, I was very pleasantly surprised with Anguna. I thought this game was pretty. I don't want to say it. It was polished. It was very polished. One of the things that it's basically, it's kind of like a Zelda clone, right? I mean, it's your typical, Zelda adventure. Go find the underworlds or dungeons and
I think it has
beat the boss.
Yeah, I think it's honestly a lot better though.
Yeah,
I think it has some good features.
One of
like you could level up. That's cool.
Right? Yeah, you could. Oh, yes, that was cool. There was also, like, speaking of like graphics, I loved they have like kind of this monster compendium where after you beat a monster, you could go in and you could see like a bigger picture of the monsters, and they're really well done
too.
Yeah, right. It has the stats and even the bosses and everything. So that it was fun just to click through that and look through those. But yeah, there's a lot of exploration in this game. It doesn't really handhold you. If it's been a little bit since I've played it, but you can kind of go wherever.
I don't think there's any help. It's just you're there.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Right.
I don't think there's no wizard or anything telling you like you should go try this.
Right.
Or
And
look to the water or something
right. Yeah.
cryptic like that.
No, yeah, I don't think so. And the story, but I didn't remember a time where I got like super lost or anything. So it was still, even with no hand holding, it was easy enough to kind of figure out what you needed to do.
Yeah. The one thing that was like kind of weird, they did it very much. They had hidden walls that are not marked by anything. So there's
yes.
no crack in the wall, which I don't know if you've ever played Faria on the NES.
No.
But it's an RPG. I think it's underrated, but it's expensive. But if you play that, they have hidden walls everywhere in all their dungeons, and it's super annoying. And you have to hit every single wall with your sword. They do that a little bit in this game, which I was like, I wonder if this developer played Faria. It's like,
Well,
why would you think to do that?
Right. Well, the other thing they do though with this one is, like, you'll go into a room and there won't be seemingly any way out, but then once you defeat all the enemies in the room, like, the wall will open up for you so you can walk through it. And then there's like the whole key system, so you get keys that unlock different sections to the dungeon or whatnot. But it's very, it's Zelda-like. I'm not going to say it's a Zelda clone by any stretch, because there's also hidden things within the overworld as well that have, like, there's mini bosses just in the overworld that you can run into that you have to fight. One of them that I remember that was super annoying was there's this big, like, mosquito bee thing or whatever.
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Dude, I fought
that probably
that thing
killed
up-
me more than anything else.
and I don't think he gave me anything. Like, what'd you get from? I don't remember
think you get
now.
a sword. I think
Is
you
that
get
what it is?
attack. Your attack power can go
Attack
up.
power up. Okay, yeah.
It's either
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's attack power
Yeah, and
you get from them. So you can get a shield, which will raise your defense, or a sword, which will increase your attack power. I believe those can go up to 5. And let's see. Otherwise, you can collect a bow.
Yep, and you can collect arrows throughout the game.
Yep. A lantern,
Yep.
which dynamite.
Yeah, bombs you.
What else? You could get a ring, which doubles your attack power.
Yes.
But then
Which
you
you
can't
really-
hold anything else, which
Right.
is really nice.
But you really need that towards the end, because at the end, I don't want to spoil it really, but you kind of have to do this boss rush battle towards the end to go through all the old bosses to get to the main baddie. So and
I
that
don't
ring
think I could beat
really
the
comes
boss.
in handy. Comes in handy.
I've probably played this game 2 or 3 times, and I don't think I can beat the boss without using the potion. You can pick up a potion that you can use one time, and it'll refill your life. I don't think I can beat the boss without using that potion.
I'm sure I didn't. The
crab was really hard too. That crab boss.
he's fast as shit. That dude,
Yeah, I
he's
could
super-
not. He probably killed me more than the mosquito.
Yeah, that crab boss was really, really fast. But yeah, this one, I thought the graphics too, just even outside of the big Monster Compendium graphics that I talked about just a second ago, the graphics on this one were really well done. I really liked the character models. He was, like, your main character is a little bit bigger than what like a Link feels like, so they could really add some good detail in there.
Yeah, that sprite looks really good.
Yeah, I think that sprite's excellent. The monsters all look great too.
They do. I was never once like, what could that possibly be?
Right. Yeah.
Everything looks really good.
Which is
like
super,
all the monsters.
Yeah, which is super impressive, because even if you like look back to like just again comparing it to the original Legend of Zelda, like there's like the Lionels, right? The little guys. I could never. It's really hard to like figure out what's going on with those. Like, they're supposed to be these lion things with a sword. If you've played any modern Zeldas like Breath of the Wild or whatever, you know exactly what they look like. But thinking back to, like, that was supposed to be the representation of a lion. I was like, that thing, I didn't know what that was. It looked like nothing. It looked like something walking around with the sword sticking out of his mouth or something was
Yeah.
weird going on there. And this game does not do that. Everything looks great. And it's, I would say, I don't know if it's as big as Zelda.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, because I was able to finish it in like two sittings. I remember because everything that we talk about here on the podcast for the most part are games that I've played and finished on stream. So I kind of usually have an idea. It's like, okay, well, this one probably took me about 4 to 5 hours to finish the first time with no guide, no help, no, just all the way through. Which is, for me, I'm down for that. Like an adventure that's that long kind of is right in my sweet spot for retro games.
And that's what I like about these NES homebrews. I'm not jumping 20, 30, 40 hours in a game.
Right.
I mean, well, quiet,
You can,
full quiet, whatever.
Oh,
I'm sure we'll get to that one sometime.
I have not played it yet, but yeah, we're gonna. I want to.
yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I think I had 28 in that. Anyway,
yeah.
I like a lot of these games because it could be 4 or 5 hours, and that's perfect for me.
Yeah.
Like this game, I believe on my playthrough on my channel, I think I have an hour to an hour and 15, but I had played it once before that time. So, and I'm sure I don't remember my first time playing through it, how long that took. Probably 3 to 4, I'd imagine, because there's one dungeon that's got a tricky door that I walked around a long time.
Which
where
one
you
is
have
that?
I think it's not the final dungeon, but it's the one right before the boss rush dungeon.
Okay.
And you come into the dungeon. If you go right, like a few screens, you have to cross this one spot, and there's like a hidden door in the bottom right corner. And that's the only way to get to a key you need, I think.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. It's been a little bit since I've played it, so I'm just trying to remember what. No, there was definitely there's not like puzzle solving per se, but there's like things that you need to accomplish and do before you can like move on to get into some of these dungeons to be able to complete or get a key that will open up a certain part so you can move forward with it, which so there was some brain power there. Even in the overworld, I believe there's a little bit of that, isn't there? Not maybe keys, but just like trying to traverse ways through to figure out.
Well, you need to find, like, you can go into maybe a cave, but you can't see anything. So you're like, well, I need something, which is the lantern.
Right.
So you have to figure out where the lantern is. Or there's a shield across like a lake, in the middle of a lake. Mm-hmm. You got to find your shoes that you can walk across water.
Right. The story in this one too is, I mean, it's funny because they just throw it right out there. It's like, oh yeah, you were captured by monsters again, you dummy. Now you have to go win the game, basically. I mean, there's no like real deep story, but they totally just throw it out there as, yeah, dude, it's an NES adventure game. What do you want?
Yeah.
Just go play it and have fun. So
it made me think, and I was like, is there one before this? Like that's what I was thinking when I first played it.
I honestly think, in fact, I should just look at the copyright on that. I don't know if there is one. I think the one for the Game Boy Advance is actually a game that it's before this one.
Oh, okay.
I think. You have to, if you go to their web, if you go to bitetochili.com, I think they kind of explain everything. And
okay.
Because I bought this one after I played the one for the NES because I loved this one so much. I was like, dude, I want to get like the other versions to see what else he's got. And now I'm opening this all up and everything. And yeah, I thought that's what it had said. I think I bought the ROM for this too because, dude, my eyes suck. I cannot sit down and play. I have a Game Boy Advance. I have an SP. I have all the Game Boys. But for me to sit down and actually play a Game Boy game on an actual handheld at this point, yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah.
It's just not.
I would probably like it. I have a train ride into work, so like that would
Oh,
probably be. But I
that
don't need to get into a whole nother. I play so many NES games, so I don't
yeah.
need to get. I don't need to add Game Boy
Oh, right,
games to
right.
that. Too.
To that list, sure, I
I
get
do
you.
want to, but
Well, yeah, and there's
could-
so many. Well, we can go off on a whole nother conversation about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the story is pretty simple, and they wear it right on their sleeve, like I said, which I think is actually absolutely hilarious. Graphics were great, like we talked about. The sound I thought was really well done. It was just
Yeah.
it was really good. Replayability, I don't know how many more times you're gonna replay this one over again, but you kind of know that going in, right? These kind of
Yeah.
adventure games. I mean, you could always try and do something silly for yourself, like I'm only gonna use my arrows, or I'm only gonna. But I don't even think that would work in this particular game.
no, I don't think so. I don't think there's a lot of replayability to this one.
No,
It's good, but I mean, I played it 3 times, but yeah,
right.
it's not bad. It's not a bad playthrough, but it's just okay the second time. It's not like the first time playing it over. There's nothing else you can really do differently.
No. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I have like any super nitpicks about this. I guess one of the things I would say is, and this is getting super nitpicky, is some of the enemies, like when you slash them, I felt there was times where I wasn't quite sure if it was registering, especially with the bosses. Like you shoot them with an arrow, or you run up and hit them with a sword, and you weren't quite sure if it was actually doing any damage or not. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I remember, for whatever reason, I remember specifically that I think it was the first boss that got you out of like this one of the dungeons, or one of the caves, I should say. You fight this big alligator looking thing, and I remember shooting my arrows at him and just thinking, is this doing any damage to him whatsoever? And then walking up and smacking him with my sword to finish him off, and I thought to myself, I was like, I don't know if the arrows did any damage or not, or I mean, it's a nitpicky thing, but I guess if there's anything to nitpick about it, there's that. The game was fun, like all the way through. I didn't want to put it down. Like I was just like, let's go, and you just want to keep exploring this world, and there's all kinds of different, like any kind of adventure game, you have like, there's part of it that's woods, there's part of it that's snow, there's part of it, just your general adventure game kind of stuff. But really well done and really put together well, so you could, you knew this kind of goes back to the graphics, but you knew what you were getting into. You knew you were in snow, you knew you were in a forest, you knew all that kind of different stuff. So they did a great job of making all the tile sets and everything feel very different on the overworld. Yeah, it's one I had a blast with this one.
Yeah, I mean, I really recommend this one. My first playthrough, I didn't want to put it down either. Like, I just wanted to keep going the whole time. I think I played it in one sitting. And yeah, it's one of those games that I think everybody should experience this game, like on the NES, because it's really good. But it's, like I said, you're probably not going to come back to it multiple times, but it's definitely worth a playthrough.
Yeah, for sure. If you like adventure games like this, like Legend of Zelda, or I keep going back to Legend of Zelda just because that's the one that everybody knows, but there's others out there. It is, if you like those kind of games, this one, there's no way I don't think you're not going to like this one. It's really well done. The graphics are great. The sound's great. Plenty of boss battles. Plenty of challenge too. How would you describe the difficulty? It's not overly difficult. Like, I would say, well, I
don't think it's difficult at all.
The ending can kind of get ending, and that one stupid ass bug that I had to fight like 6 times.
There's a couple bosses that are the flying insect. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But then the crab. I will
Yes.
say the crab pissed me off a lot.
Yeah.
But,
Yes. Yeah, that crab
but
was. Yeah.
they're hard, and mainly you have to fight the crab twice. You have to fight everything twice
Yes. Right.
for the boss rush, and then even. Yeah, the timing on that crab is just weird, and trying to not get hit by the.
By that little orb thing that he throws at you
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a couple bosses I think that are tough, but overall, it's not hard. There's
Yeah.
a couple cryptic, like, oh, I have to hit this wall to find this other spot.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's maybe 3-4 things in the whole game that, like,
Yeah. It's
are a
not.
little hard to find or hard to defeat, but other than that, it's really kind of a cakewalk for the most part.
Yeah,
And you just die and you
Yeah.
start at the entrance again, or
Right.
I forget where
Yeah.
you start, but it's really forgiving, and you can save it.
Yes.
It does have a save file, so
Yeah.
you can come back to it, but
Yeah, it's kind of one of those you can just jump into it. It's a kind of a relaxing kind of playthrough. You'll find a little couple areas where it might frustrate you, but that's a video game. I mean, what do you expect? You want you want some of that depending on what you're in the mood for. But yeah, I don't know. This was one of my favorites, to be honest with you. I'll let you give your score first. What would you go in on this one?
I'm gonna do a 4. I'm
4?
gonna go solid 4 on it. Yeah.
Okay.
I think. I mean, it's a really good game, but there's not really any replayability to it.
Gotcha.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go a little bit higher than that. I'm going to go like a 4.7. I really enjoyed this one, but I am also a huge like Zelda fan and a huge adventure game fan like these. I love these games. Just line them up back to back to back for me, and I'll never get sick of it. So I'm going to go 4.7. It's to me, I had that much fun with it. I'll definitely give it another playthrough at some point. Just a really great game. And again, I'll have all their information in the description on how to pick up a copy. I know for sure you can still get physical copies through Bite the Chili. Another good homebrew. One of these times we're going to run into one that sucks that we're going to review, and then then I'm going to feel bad trying to or one of us isn't going to like it, and it's going to not feel great. But whatever, that's part of it. So,
Yep.
Jay, thanks again, man, for hanging out and doing another homebrew review with us.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Let everybody know one more time where they can find all your stuff.
Hey, I'm Jay. I'm at GFD-Gaming-NES. If you like NES playthroughs of homebrew games, that's all I do. So
Nice.
That's your thing. Check it out.
Check it out. All right, Jay, thanks again so much, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, later.
Bye. Hey everyone, thank you so much for taking the time to either watch or listen to our little retro gaming podcast here. I know there are an absolute ton of these retro podcasts, retro gaming content in general. So if you've gotten this far, if you don't mind leaving us a little 5-star review, if you're doing the podcast thing, or if you're watching the video, maybe do those subscribe, like all that kind of fun YouTube stuff. I super appreciate it. And we will talk to you next week. Late.